Hey guys, Troy here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking again about soccer cards. You guys requested it, so we're back at it. And quickly, right away, I apologize about the balloons. Once again, if you want to hear the story about that, go check out my last video. But no matter, we're good. We're talking about soccer cards today. But more specifically today, we're going to be talking about first Prism cards versus true rookies. And if you're investing in soccer cards, or even stickers, which one of these two options should you be buying? We're going to take a look at two players today, and also taking a quick look at should you be buying them in general right now. Okay, so you can see it in the chart right here. The first player we're going to be talking about today is Kylian Mbappe. And before we even get into the type of player he is or what his situation looks like right now, let's just look at what his prices have been doing lately. And the first card we're going to be looking at is his Prism 2018 World Cup PSA 10. And as you can see at the chart, I don't need to draw any kind of fancy lines or even arrows here. His Prism got absolutely killed. Now, I think the majority of people are okay. If you look at the left end of the graph, you were able to pick this card up for $500. And the graph doesn't go all the way back, but you were definitely able to get it for cheaper before then too. And it got all the way up to a high of $3,000. And its recent low, it hit $800. And the even more worrying thing to me, guys, is the fact that this graph is trending strongly downwards. I'm definitely not convinced that this is the lowest this card is going to go. I think it's very possible that the idea of first Prism has seen its ultimate hype moment, and it'll never be considered so important like it was a couple months ago. Now, let's compare that to his 2017 Topps Chrome PSA 10. Now, this isn't really his true rookie. I apologize, this website isn't perfect. So they didn't have information on his Monaco sticker from 2016, which I would consider his true rookie. But it's still his first major card getting released before the Prism, and I think it's helpful to look at. So, as you can see here, this card did not get hit nearly as hard as his Prism. If you see its absolute high point right here, it got up to $1,500, but there's actually only two sales that really get above that $1,000 mark. And it's gotten down to $700, which it definitely got hit. But that seems to me more like it was part of the overall market correction and not because of the brand of card it is. Once again, I apologize, this graph does not go all the way back, but this card definitely was cheaper if we were able to extend the graph out left. But you can imagine already, this graph just looks so much more natural. His actual true rookie, the 2006 Monaco sticker, which he shares with another player, has actually been stable around the $300 mark since July. Even with the market correction, you haven't lost value if you bought that card a couple months ago. So my initial impression right here is already that the true rookies, the non-Prisms, seem to be less volatile than the first Prism. And that's not to say that Prism won't boom again, but I think it's just a reminder that the market is the only one deciding that first Prism is really valuable. I'm becoming famous for Troy's straight up moments, so here's another one. The market will never decide that rookies aren't valuable. So that Monaco sticker, even the PSG Topps Chrome that we looked at to a certain extent, will always hold value. But as we saw in the graph, if the market changes their mind on Prism, which they've already done in the past couple months, those cards you could lose a lot. And also just real quickly too on that Topps Chrome, I know it's not an apples to apples comparison at all, but that's still a really strong brand. Just look at what the Topps LeBron Chrome rookie is going for. Kylian Mbappe is an incredibly talented player. He scores goals for fun. He's still only 21 years old, which may surprise a lot of people because he's been in the limelight. He's been a star for a long, long while now. Honestly, I'm not sure I see him having a ton of success this year because, to be quite frank, the PSG team that he's on right now just isn't as good as some of the other teams in the world right now. So there's not really that much he can do to improve his individual performance. So he's going to need that club success to see a boost in his prices. And I really don't think he's going to get that this year. Now, this video is more about just looking at the difference of Prism versus true rookies. But just quickly to give my opinion, I think that Mbappe could be a really, really strong buy sometime a couple months and maybe even a year from now. First of all, everyone knows, and unfortunately an economic downturn is really a possibility at this point. Not to mention the fact that Kylian Mbappe's contract is up in 2022, and he's been linked with Real Madrid for a long time now. So I actually think it's very, very likely he gets sold to them next summer. And once that happens, and for the coming years, he's gonna be in the position to win a ton of championships, a ton of individual accolades, and really be in a strong position to take that mantle as the greatest soccer player in the world. But he's not the greatest soccer player in the world right now, because that title belongs to the next player we're going to talk about, Lionel Messi. Let's take a quick look again at Messi's Prism 2014 World Cup base PSA 10. Very similar chart to Mbappe right here. Was pretty cheap going back to the left of this graph and got to a high of $4,000. Then towards the right, once again, got absolutely killed. And now getting down to a low of $885. No need to do a long technical analysis here on this chart. You see the strong downwards trend again. And I'll just reiterate, I don't know how willing I'd be to get into Prism right now, especially at this very moment. Next up, let's look at his 2004 Mega Cracks True Rookie in raw condition. And this is also actually a card, guys. So that's pretty cool. Once again, guys, a far from a perfect graph right here, but I have to work with what I have, especially because raw prices can vary so much based on what the condition looks like in the pictures. But I still think it does a good job of illustrating the point that once again, this card is pretty steady along the $1,500 mark, even with the market correction that seemed to hit soccer specifically pretty hard. So once again, I can't tell you what's gonna happen to Prism. Actually, people may decide that it's very valuable and it could boom again. But just from what I'm observing and kind of what I'm seeing here from these graphs, the true rookie cards or true stickers are going to be more stable and are going to be trending upwards in general if they're cards or stickers of the all-time great. I gave you my quick Mbappe take. What about my quick Lionel Messi take? He certainly hasn't showed any signs of slowing down yet, but we all know it's going to come eventually. But actually, unlike Ronaldo, I really don't think it's going to have that much of an impact on his prices, especially when it's becoming increasingly likely that he stays at Barcelona and he becomes a one-club man. Fans are a lot more forgiving of you slowing down when you've given so many championships and great moments to their club versus if you were brought in as a mercenary on a big contract. So I could see the end of Messi's career actually driving up his prices a lot because of all the appreciation and how much we're going to take the time to really celebrate. And I think it's very possible that Messi goes down as the greatest of all time. So if you can get your hands on his Mega Cracks rookie, I would recommend you don't buy it raw, because with a card of this significance, this magnitude, there's almost certainly a reason it's still in raw condition. But if you can save up enough money to buy a graded copy, even if it's a PSA 9, I would definitely look into doing that. And I would 100% recommend you do that before you spend your money on his Prism 2014 card as a long-term hold. Alright guys, that's it for the video today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe down below, and we're going to keep the content coming. Thanks again.